James Vincent Kuznia, Stephen, Minnesota. U.S. Army, 1966 to 68.
Enlisted, drafted?
Volunteered for the draft. You could do that. And went to Fort Polk, Louisiana for basic. Went to Fort Sam Houston, Texas for medical training.
How did you get the basic?
They bused us from Stephen to Warren to, I don't know, wherever, and then they bused us to Fort Polk, Louisiana. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah. Never forget that. Because the turkey was, we got there real late Thanksgiving night. So they had to feed us. And it was turkey, and I can still feel that turkey was so tough, I could feel it in my teeth to this day.
Really?
Yeah. So, and a bunch of us went there, you know, a lot of Minnesota guys.
Oh, you knew quite a few people?
Oh, Jerry Kuznia.
All right.
Him and I were in the service together the whole time.
All right.
Yeah. And guys from Middle River, Newfold, and Warren. Kenny Hagan. I went in with Kenny Hagan to basic, Laverne Hooper. And otherwise from Stephen, I don't know. But yeah, 1966, November 22nd or whatever that day was. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And what was basic like for you?
Not bad at all. I don't know, farm boy, you were fairly physically fit. Basic was not a problem. Not really. It could handle all the push-ups, all the aggravation. I was a road guard when the platoon went running on all these exercises. I was the road guard. So was Laverne Hooper. And of course, what you had to do whenever you came to an intersection, you ran ahead of everybody and made sure traffic didn't cross. So that was our.
And then the rear guard came up and took your place?
I don't remember that part so much, but as soon as the platoon ran through, you ran to your spot because you're pretty much in the front of the whole run, maybe the second guy in, you know. But yeah.
Okay.
That was a workout because you ran even more than the other guys. Yeah, and that's basic. Yeah.
So did you firing range?
I got marksman. I really screwed up on the firing range. I had the day of qualifying on the gun, I was almost the first one to get in a foxhole to shoot. Fort Polk, Louisiana. And it was foggy, it was dark, and when I shot, my oil from my gun splattered up in my glasses. I fogged up, I was missing everything.
Did you have a 14 or M16?
M14, yeah, M14, yeah. And anyway, one of the guys that was scoring me, he fudged it, so I got at least marksman. Because the fear was if you failed that, you had to go through basic again. So I passed just marksman. And actually the day before I could have got expert because when we were practicing, that day I shot real good. But it was a nice, sunny, clear, dry day. And when it came to qualifying, I just barely made it. Yeah, so, yeah.
And did you have to go through the gas chamber,
gas chamber, yeah. You know, they got us into this dumpy room.
Explain going through that, yeah.
Well, of course we knew that that day was going to be to qualify with the gas mask. And you know, you went to this little shack and it was just a dump. And you know, we got in there with our gas mask on and you had this little steamer in the middle of the room. And you thought nothing of it. This is nothing. Well, remove your masks and say your name, rank, and serial number, you know. Well, not rank, but name and serial number. And man, you removed your mask and holy mac, well, it was just like onions going in through your skin. It was just, and you rattle that off and then you could put your mask on. But it was, and that was only like tear gas. That wasn't, you know, a real strong stuff, but it was enough. So, yeah. That's an experience. I'll remember that to this day. I never forget that. Yeah.
Did you crawl under live ammo of any kind?
Yeah, we had that just one time. We had live ammo, that's what they said, and I'm sure it was because, you know, I don't know if we had a night one too, and you could see the tracers, and they say every 5th round. And they told us, buddy, stay below the wire, and of course you did, you know. So, oh yeah. but that's only basic, and that was through a grenade. And you know, you had to throw it a certain way. You couldn't throw it like all you wanted, you had to throw it a certain way. So I didn't go very far, but it was far enough, you know. Because when they throw it, they say how far it went, you know. And some guys had quite a distance. I didn't, but it was still safe, yeah.
Yep. And then you graduated from basic? Do you
Basic
have
training.
ceremony or?
Kind of just a basic, say. Just, I mean, you're dressed up in your better greens or whatever, your uniform, you know, you dressed
Class
up in
A's,
that,
yeah.
and well, you thought you were really something because you had 8 weeks in, you know. And, you know, you looked over there and these guys are just coming in and you felt you were quite a bit above it. So, yeah, that was basic, yeah.
So you got done with basic, did you come home? What?
You know, I don't remember, because maybe we came home for a short time before we went to Fort Sam. You asked some, like maybe Jerry Kuznia, because we were together, he maybe remembers. Because once I went to Fort Sam Houston, Texas for that for AIT for a medic, never came home till
That was your
discharged.
MOS, was the medic?
Yeah, that's it, yeah, MOS, Combat Medic, yeah. 214, or MOS is a 214, or does that sound right? I don't know, whatever that number is, but yeah, Combat Medic, yeah.
Okay, so you were in Louisiana,
Again, Fort Sam Houston,
or
Texas,
Fort Sam Houston, Texas,
yeah.
and what'd you do there?
Well, we took medical training, and that was really a neat place. Fort Sam Houston, Texas, nice looking place, well taken care of. Well, I don't know, maybe it's because of the medical stuff or whatever it was.
What's a big town around there?
Well, I wouldn't doubt Fort Sam Houston, Fort San Antonio, I don't know. We never went on leave during that time either, anywhere. You know, I can't remember. San Antonio, I suppose. Yeah, you'd have to look at a map. I don't remember. Laredo, Mexico was really close by, you know.
Did you go to Mexico? though?
No.
You didn't go to Mexico?
No, yeah, that was Diseaseville.
Okay.
Okay, didn't go there. Yeah.
So that lasted what, 8 weeks?
I
Or?
think it's 8 or 10. You know, I can't remember. Yeah, it wasn't less than 8. I wouldn't doubt it was 10 weeks of medical.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I don't know. We got called to go to Germany, just plain Germany. See, Vietnam was kind of really boiling and stuff, and I suppose we were kind of on hold. In fact, when we were in Germany, there was a scare that we were going to Vietnam, but we didn't go. You know, they had a red alert or whatever they call it, that, you know, we were supposed to be ready to go, but we never went. Didn't happen. So we lucked out. Yeah. And Vietnam was full war, you know, in 67, 68. So, yeah, a lot of guys were scared. And there was guys in the other platoons that had been there. And they had, you know, either they were lifers or they were guys that had been quite a while. And when they came to Germany, like, they were kind of in between and they were afraid they were going to go back again. So you heard a lot of kind of don't want to go, but what are you going to do? So, yeah.
So you got done with AIT, and where'd you go from there? Well, you went to Germany.
Germany.
Did you get to come home for a while?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think either we went home after basic for a little bit or Fort Sam Houston. We came home for a few days, and after that, I never came home till I got discharged. Yeah, so.
And you were in Germany for?
Oh, I was in Germany, well, let's say, I wasn't in Germany for the whole 2 years because I got an early out to go to school, to UND. See, when I got into the Army in November, I got an early out 2 years later in September. So I got a 2-month shortage on my 2 years. See, I served only about 22 or 21 months of a 2-year deal. But in those times, you could get an early out. And that's what I got. So that worked out good. Because when you had to get out of the company, you had to go through all the paperwork. You had to clear company headquarters or whatever. So you had to go to all the places that maybe you had frequented and get a clearance, you know. And if the first sergeant knew you were a short timer, they usually found something, dirty for you to do, to get back at you. And I kept it real quiet. So when I got my release, it was with only a few days. I lucked out. I didn't get any bad jobs,
So what did you do while you were in Germany?
I drove a Jeep. I drove a Jeep. I was a medic and I drove a Jeep. See, the company that we were at was an infantry, and then when they go out on field problems, there has to be a medic. So we had a Jeep with a Red Cross, and that's what. Now that I had a picture of that. This is Baumholder, Germany. Anyway, Jerry Kuznia and me and Jerome Peters from Viking, all three of us were Jeep drivers with this Red Cross on it, and we took turns whenever there was a company field problem or something. One medic had to go, or I don't know. There's usually we had to run to a nearby dispensary to get supplies. That was that was kind of an errand you had to do. You had to keep the Jeep maintained. You had to keep it clean, and it had to pass inspection.
So when you went out in the field, did you stay out there for a while?
Overnight, maybe 2 nights. But I stayed in the Jeep, and I had medical supplies. And guys that were feeling good would come to me, and if it was really bad, I would take them in, or somebody would take them in. See, so
you didn't stay in a tent. You stayed right in a Jeep.
Yeah, I stayed in a Jeep mostly, because the Jeep on the side had for a what do they call a litter? When you carry it.
Yep.
Well, there was 2 of those, and you could fold it out, and I wouldn't doubt. I think I slept in there, but only a couple of times. But that was easy, because the guys slept in tents out in the boonies, and I had it in a Jeep. So no, that was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So you spent the whole time
in Germany.
In Germany.
Yeah. Yep. With Jerry Kuznia, Jerome Peters. There was some guys from, Minneapolis, maybe not so much Warren and Middle River then. But there was Minnesota guys and Wisconsin boys and stuff in our platoon. So yeah.
Of course, you see the local guys very often. Do you ever see any of your buddies from there, other than that, than the locals?
Well, Peters from Viking I see every so kind of. He worked in Minneapolis, and then he retired to Viking, and he runs Peters Museum and stuff. I see him twice now, once a year maybe, in the last 5 years. And Jerry I see, every once a month.
Yeah.
So yeah. And other guys, no, I don't know. No, Laverne Hooper, of course, you see him quite a bit, and Kenny Hagan, but that's basic and stuff. But Laverne Hooper is gone, so yeah.
So is there anything you, while you were in the service, you wish you'd have done different, or?
Oh, I don't know. I think, well, you respect your officers, really. We thought nothing of it, You thought, I want a short timer. I want to get out of here. I don't want to be here. I want to go back to the world. This is the world back here. I don't know. I kind of wish you just spent a little bit more respect your officers, because those guys, that was their job, and they kept us in line, and that's what maybe we needed too. So yeah, I never got in trouble, but I came close. Buddy and I were going to the PX. The PX is where you could get supplies, maybe even beer and stuff. But anyway, Buddy and I were going to the PX, and there was this guy standing there by this office or something, and looked at him. Hi, how are you? They said, boys, how's it going and everything? Yes. We kept going, and my buddy said, that was a general, and we never saluted him. We never did anything, and we never got in trouble. So I lucked out.
Yeah, some guys didn't salute generals.
I don't know if he was a 1-star or if he was a 2-star, but he was a general, no kidding. And we just kept going. So maybe he kind of thought that these boys seemed to be happy, or, they seemed to be fine, So he left us alone, maybe because of that, yeah.
So do you feel the Army was a good experience for you?
Yep. Oh yeah, yep. I asked some buddies around here, what did the Army, what do you think? And Julian Stusinski, he said, you know, Jim, the Army, you know, because of the Army, I walk a little straighter, I walk a little taller. You know, it's sort of, it's a pride, I don't know if it's a pride thing, but it's, hey, you did your part, you know, you did some part, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, if I'd have went to Vietnam, who knows, but, you know, some guys would run away, you know, or what do you call them, these guys, deserters or desertion or whatever, or even some of these guys won't carry a gun or stuff. If I'd had to go Vietnam, hey, I'm sure I wouldn't have wanted to, but, you know, if you had to.
You would have went if you had to.
I think so, yeah, yeah, so.
So anything else you like to add, Jim?
I'm glad we're almost done. He got in before Stinky.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They're thinking about a draft. Maybe they should have a draft, you know. Maybe more people should see the Army. More people should go under some kind of rigorous, you know, discipline, which it was, you know. The Midwestern boys, they really liked us because we did what we were told, you know.
Workers.
Yeah. You had guys from the cities, even Minneapolis, so let's say, or you had from, you know, they wanted to just get out of everything. They wanted everything the easy way, and they thought that this is not.
Worked harder to get out of work than do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you did what you're told, and I got a kick. The first thing my dad said to me when I got home, he said, Jim, it was a lot of hurry up and wait, wasn't it? And that's right, that's right. Yeah.
So what did you do when you got home?
Went right back to I went to school UND because I got an early out. But the day I came back to the farm, I went right on the tractor. 40-20 out here by west of town and north of town. And Dad had a 40-20 out there. I couldn't start it because I couldn't remember how to start it. And he come over there, he started it, and I don't know if I was plowing or chiseling or something, what a 40-20. But yeah, first thing I did is got on the tractor almost that very same day. You know, we didn't have a big deal, hey Jim, let's have a party. No, we just took it for granted, hey, you're home and glad to see you, and yeah. So
when you came through the airports on the way home, how were you treated?
Good. I never was not what you've talked about, what people have said about Vietnam guys. No, everything. You know, I kind of came on a different deal because I got an early out. I got what are they called, military hop. I was about the only military guy on that plane. It was, I don't know if that was what you call public transportation or whatever, but I got on a military hop. Well, when I came over from Germany, that was, you know, but then landed in JFK in the East Coast. But I got a military hop to go to Houston, Texas, because Arnie and Denelda were there. Arnie would go work at Elger Farms, you know, in Florida, and this was in the fall, so he was coming home. So he said, Jim, come up here and you help me drive my car back, because Denelda was pregnant, and he wanted her to go back home ahead of us, and we drove his car. So I got a military hop from JFK to Texas, to Florida. But when I got off there was no sneering or any of this at all. I mean, you know.
Oh, good, you didn't have to go through it.
We didn't go through this, so, and then I suppose from Florida we drove all the way, so I didn't see airports after that, yeah.
So how many years did you farm?
Well, I went to UND another year, because see what happened after high school, I went to UND, then everybody says, hey, you can volunteer for the Army and you'll get the GI Bill. So then I went back to UND, that was 2 years there. Then I went to NDSU and got a degree in mechanized agriculture, graduated from there in '71. And then I just came back to the farm, pretty much. And then I farmed, 30 years or so, and whatever it was, and retired.
What did you do in the wintertime?
Oh, I don't know. In those days, we graded potatoes in 100-pound bags. And of course, we loaded cars and in town, railroad cars, or semis on the yard. So winter was spent in the spud house, or did hunting, went ice fishing, you know. So yeah, yeah.
Did you work for some manufacturer at all?
I worked for Frankie during the summer, some of those years, Frankie Bravich. And then Alan, my younger brother, and I, we started farming with Arnie and Conrad. See, 4 of us brothers farmed with Dad. So I had it cush there too, because my brothers made all the decisions. I just followed their lead. No kidding. Yeah. So.
The educated one did the following.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want to add, Jim?
No, I'm fine. Thanks. I hope this is.
This is a great interview, and I want to just say that you're well respected in the community.
Oh, I think so.
And I thank you for doing this
Okay.
interview, and I thank you for your service.
Okay, I'm glad we fit it in just like that.